Hi and welcome to Retro Tech Guardian. Before we start, I just want to apologise for the amount of time it's been since I've last uploaded any videos. As I say in the introduction video to on my channel, I work as a truck driver and I was working a job working nights, and another job came up which was offering quite a bit more money, and I thought, well, yeah, I could do with earning a bit more money. Well, couldn't everybody? So I thought, yeah, I'll go for that. Sometimes, I found out that sometimes money isn't everything. I ended up doing so many hours, so many days. I just had no energy left. I'm 51 years old, and I thought I was a lot younger 51 than what I actually was, and I soon found out that doing 65 hours a week driving trucks and moving cages around wasn't as easy as I thought it would have been, and I obviously realised I haven't quite got the energy that I thought I had. So I took some time off, and I've gone back to my old job now, working nights, which gives me a lot more time. I do no more than about 42 hours a week now, so I'm not as tired, and obviously I can come back to my channel, which I thoroughly enjoy doing. Now, this particular camera has had a lot of views and everything, and one of the questions was the viewfinder on this? This is the viewfinder for the camera here, this mechanism. Was the viewfinder a little mini CRT? Now, I don't know enough about these cameras. I did do some research and found out that actually, yes, it is a little tiny CRT tube TV or monitor in here that shows what you're looking at through the viewfinder. And I thought, wow, that must be tiny. So one of the questions was, is that a CRT? And I got back and answered the gentleman yes. So I thought, well, seeing as though at least one person else was interested in it, and I certainly was when I found out, I thought today we'll get this off, because as far as I found out, you can change these for some reason. There must have been different types of viewfinders you could put on these, but they come off quite easy. So I thought Ted and I today, Ted's back with us obviously, Ted and I will have a look, we'll take this apart and we'll have a look at the CRT. And if we can get it out and it's safe enough to hold on its side or for whatever we can do, I will have a go at powering up with the tube out so we can see it lit up as a tiny little CRT tube. So, right, first of all, we better get Ted out of the way before he gets an electric shock. So we'll put him over there. You keep your screwdriver there, Ted. Right. So, first of all, if we have a look at the camera itself, on the back here, you can see there's a lead that goes from here to the viewfinder, and that doesn't twist, it just pulls out. So that undoes the cable which goes to the back. You can't really see that there. It goes to the back of the viewfinder. So if we turn it up that way, you can see you can extend this. In case you've got a fat head like me, you can get your head further away from the camera to be able to look through the viewfinder. Now, I notice there's a little pin there. So if we push that in and then lift that again, is that open? No, maybe not quite. Oh, there you go. Just see it moved a little then. I don't know if you go, well, you can see that on camera. I'll try and get it closer. And then that comes off. Oh, a bit reluctantly. Oh, there you go. That's come off. Right, so before we look at that, just to show you, there's a little plate there. Looks like the same channel that they use for the light mount. Obviously, this wouldn't use a flash, it would use a light. And that rotates, so you can rotate it around while you're using it. So for now, we'll put the camera back in there, just out of the way. Okay, because we're going to be concentrating on this. Now, there looks to be two model numbers on here. So there's one for the eyepiece there, and then there's another one for what I assume is the CRT and the electronics for the CRT. I would imagine that is just a mirror and a magnifying lens with your eye correction here for your eyepiece corrector. I can't remember what they call that, bulb or something or other. And anyway, there's some screws on the back. Let's have a look, see what's inside. So there's 3 on the top and 3 inset. Now I would imagine it's the inset. Oh, before we open it up, there is little tiny holes in that. One says focus. Yep. One says bright for brightness. So obviously you could adjust the focus and brightness through there. So, right, let's have a little look. So we'll undo these. Well, long enough screws. We'll undo this one. Put them to one side a minute, because if I'm going to power this up with the little tube out so we can all see it working, I want to keep them out of the way while I get the camera back over to power it up. So if we gently pull that apart, does that come apart? Oh, yep. Okay, there's all sorts coming out of there now. Oh, there you go. So there you go, that's that part off. Ah, the little tube is inside here. So can we get in there? Easy. Oh, that lifts off. Let's have a little look. The little eyepiece corrector button comes out. Oh, and that comes off, yep, like that. So, I see. Right, there's a piece of metal stuck in there, and I think that should be on the other piece. There we go. So, here we have the tiny little tube, as you can see. Now, there you go, there's some marking on the back. And it says ELY 07V 450B. I don't know if you can see that properly. ELY 07 7V 450B and a 69. Could that possibly be manufacture date? 1969? Who knows? But there you go. Now, I don't know what kind of tube that is. It doesn't look like any kind of tube I've seen. It doesn't look like an LCD panel the way it looks like that, obviously. I mean, if anybody can tell me what type of tube that is, that would be great. So there you have it, little tiny tube inside it with all your adjustment and probably vertical hold, etc., all on there. Ah, very neat. And that goes back in there. There we go. So yeah, so there you have it. Now I'm going to put this top bit back on for a second, and that I'm sure goes on there. Now I just, oh, was it on that one? Could be on that one. There you go. Now, I do want to power this up with it out so that we can see it. Now, I don't want to hold all the electronics here. So what I'm thinking is we can possibly get that back together without that falling out. Just want to try and cover these. Oh, we don't want that bit of metal flying around, do we? That can stay out for now. Where's the other piece gone? Oh, it's still in there. Right, let's leave that bit of metal out for now. And let's just try and get this covered back over with this. Struggling here. Okay, so that okay, now let's try that. No, it still doesn't want to go together. What is wrong with you? Oh, there you go. Okay, that's got that back together. Now, I just want to put that like that so we can still see the tube when it powers up. So, let's get the camera again. I'm going to plug this in here. We'll hold it in a second. Just want to take the lens cap off. Now, I don't think it will focus on Ted or this box because I think it's far too close, but we'll see what happens. So we'll get the connector cable which goes in the bottom here. There you go, that's in. Now it needs to be on camera and there's the operate button, so let's see what happens if we turn it on. There we go. Wow. Now you can just see the image on that. I don't know how you're going to see that, but I'll probably have to try and pick this up and show you. So there you go. Can you see that? Tiny little Ted in that tiny little CRT tube. How cool is that? You can just see it there. I hope that shows up on camera. Oh, where am I? If I could just get this in shot. I don't know if that will show up very well on there. No, it doesn't. No, you can't see it, can you? I'm sorry you can't see that, but it is there. Let's see if we get the magnifying piece from this out and see if that shows it up any better. There you go, that comes out like that. That was easy. So if I do that, you might just be able to see it. I don't know if that comes through, but there you go, one tiny little CRT tube. So let's whip this top off again. Which way round is it? That way. And there you have it. One tiny little CRT tube. That is absolutely minuscule. Right, well, let's turn it back off. That goes off. Turn that off. We'll unplug that. We'll unplug the back of this. I'll just cover the lens again dead quick. He says, come on, get on there, there you go. Put that back in there for now. And we'll get back to this. We'll try and get this back together now, eh? That'll be interesting. Seeing as though it didn't want to go back together very easy. So, first of all, I've got to put this back. And there's two little slides for that. That's it. Okay. Now, this goes round the tube, and that, I think, slots in that little gap there. I thought it did. Should have probably paid more attention when I took it apart, as ever with these things. No, I cannot seem to get that. Does it go all the way? Ah, it goes all the way in there. There you go. So that bit's in. Now I've got to try and get this on with this metal piece in there. And stop this from, why does that want to constantly turn around? Right, it doesn't, oh, it does go in that way as well. Okay, now I need to flip this up. Oh no, I don't. I need to put this on first. Oh, nearly forgot the little eye correction adjuster slider. And then that goes on that way. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Right, and now I've got to get that on there without that bit of metal falling out. And put this screen back here, obviously, because it was there for a reason, so we need to get it back on. So, right, let's see if we can get that piece of metal to stay in there long enough to get that back in there. Oh, just this end bit now. I think it's that way around. Right, something not quite right there. Doesn't seem to want to close properly. Ah, there you go. That's it. Right. So we'll get these 3 screws. One in there. One in there. One. Oh, that one doesn't go all the way in. Right, so we'll go really slow with these because I don't want to crack any of these ancient plastics. So that's going nice and easy. This is where it hits the plastic inside. Always feels horrible when you're doing this. You don't want to do it too tight. I don't want to crack those plastics. That one's gone in nice and easy. That's it. Just started going tight. Same with this one. There you go. Yep, it's all back together. Let's hope that's the right way around. Otherwise it's not going to fit on this camera. Did I get it the right way around? Yes, I do believe it did. More luck than judgment. So we'll flip this over. We'll pop that back in there. There we go. Now we'll connect that up. Where's the hole for that? Is that it there? No. There it is. Right, so that is connected. Yeah, it was the right way around. Okay. Now, let's see if I've broken anything or does it still work. That'll be interesting to find out. Let's get the power lead. Okay. Plug it back in the machine. We'll get the viewfinder in view. You're going to see a lovely bit of me, so we'll try and do it that way. You might as well look at something there. And let's see if we turn that back on. And power light's on. Oh yeah, you can see it's on there, look, there we go, and there's Ted. So let's try this again. Oh, that's better. That's better, I think. You can probably just about see him on that. If I move him around here, there he is. There he is, just there. There you go. So it's still working, which is handy. So we'll turn that off. And that's it. So anyway, yeah, so sorry for going back to the same one, but like I say, I was asked the question. I honestly didn't know whether or not it was a CRT in there. So I thought, well, okay, we'll do a little video, have a quick look, see what's in it. I have got more videos coming out very shortly, so please look out for them. And if you like the video and you want to see more things, please leave a comment, tell me what you'd like to see, and I'll see if I can try and maybe find some items like that. I've got an old radio I picked up at a car boot, boxed one from I think late 60s, early 70s. We'll look at that. I've got a nice mini disc player, Sony one, which we'll have a look at that. I know that's not quite my era, but still it's a nice item. I've got a really unusual phablet coming soon, and I've also got this here, which is, most people will probably have seen one of these if they're my age, signal booster for your TV aerial. I changed what I use now to transmit my signals to CRT TVs from a video or any source. I use a video because it has an RF out, channel 36 usually. You can swap between 36 and 32 on the one I've got. And this will let you, on the end, you put in your aerial, your lead going from your VCR. And then that will obviously boost that VCR signal to an aerial that you can plug in either one of these two. You plug an aerial in, then you can transmit that image around your house to a CRT TV. So I used to use an amplified aerial. It's not that efficient. You can't go that far away from the actual device for it to work. This one's got a much better signal. So we'll go through that as well. We'll also take it apart and we'll have a look and see what makes it tick. That's coming. So yeah, so look out for more videos from Ted and I, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great one. Cheers.